Sunny writes fanfiction, Sunny's Philly fiction. The sun was rising over the ruins of the lighthouse, sending a broken shadow across the hilltop. Amidst the rubble were several ponies and a few townsfolk trying to help Sunny put her life back together after an eventful few days.
Ooh, do you want to keep this?
Izzy asked. She was holding some shards from the stained glass window.
I think I could unicycle into something really cool. Feel free to keep it. Just try to get all the broken pieces out so no pony steps on it.
Sunny replied. She looked around and was glad to see so many ponies had come to help. Once she had reclaimed her valuables and cleaned up the wreckage a bit, a construction crew could come in to rebuild. Pip appeared to be live streaming while talking to a pony in a small excavator. Hitch was running back and forth trying to keep any pony from getting hurt, and even Sprout was there to clean up his mess. Though that may have had more to do with Hitch's strict plan to whip the deputy into shape and prevent any future mishaps from occurring. But where could Zip have wandered off to? Zip had flown around the lighthouse when she noticed some loose papers being blown off by the wind. She quickly swooped down and started collecting them, following a trail off into the distance and picking them out of the bushes one by one. She seemed to have collected them all, and unable to resist her curiosity any longer, had begun to read them.
Pinkie Pie's Baking Contest by Sunny Star Scout. It was a bright and sunny day in Ponyville. The birds were chirping, and a few white clouds listed lazily through the sky. Hurry, friends! Time for another adventure! The lavender unicorn shouted. What is it this time? Are we fighting a dragon? The loyal Pegasus asked. No, we have to help Pinkie win a baking competition, Twilight replied. The friends ran into Sugar Cube Corner together and skidded to a halt. There was a giant blackened cupcake sitting right in the middle of the kitchen. Help, every pony! Pinkie shouted as she bounced around happily. Sombra's back and he cursed my favorite cupcake oven! Oh no, we'll have to defeat him with our generosity, Rarity stated. And awesomeness. And kindness. And honesty. And friendship. The ponies gathered around Twilight and remembered how Earth ponies, Pegasuses, and unicorns were friends and loved each other. Sombra burst out of the cupcake and shouted in horror. No, not again! The rainbow beam hit him and turned him into a salt and pepper shaker. Yay! Now I'm sure to win Celestia's baking contest, Pinkie shouted and hugged every pony.
Zip raised an eyebrow.
Interesting. Sunny must have written these as a filly.
She started walking back towards the lighthouse so she could balance the stack of papers in one hoof and skim over some more of the contents.
She must have been told so many stories growing up about these ponies. I wonder who they were.
Hey Zip, there you are! Hitch shouted. He trotted down the road until he got close enough to notice the stack of papers. What have you got there?
Oh, I think Sunny wrote these stories. They must have been blown out when the lighthouse collapsed.
Hitch tilted his head to look at the current page that she was on. Oh, is this one where she wakes up as one of them? I think she calls it the Elements of Friendship.
I don't really know the characters. Do you want to read it?
She held the paper up.
When a Sunny Calls by Sunny Star Scout. I just finished my shift at the smoothie stand and closed up for the night when the phone booth rang. I went over and picked it up. Hello, this is Sunny. There was a strange tingling sensation like electricity running over my body, making my hair stand on end. I blacked out almost instantly. I woke up feeling groggy in a strange room. The walls looked like a large crystal castle. I looked down at my hooves, and instead of orange fur, they were purple. There was a pain in my back, and I rolled over so it would stop, and I noticed a pair of lavender wings. There was a tingling on my head, and I shifted my eyes to look up, noticing a unicorn horn. What? I'm Twilight Sparkle! Today's gonna be my day! Hey friends! Sunny's looking for you!
Izzy interrupted the story.
What you doing?
Hitch and Zip looked up from the pages.
Oh,
Zip explained.
We're just reading some fanfiction that Sunny wrote. Some of it's not bad. Oh, cool! Let me see.
Izzy pulled a page out in her magic and levitated it up.
Crystal Candy Comets by Sunny Star Scout. Pinkie Pie was atop a huge volcano trying to gather some candy crystal comets to make the most delicious baked goods Equestria had ever known. She had a giant vacuum but couldn't get close enough to them to reach any. She bounced all the way down the hill to find her friend Fluttershy to help her reach the candy comets. Fluttershy was busy trying to film some news stories. Hey, Fluttershy! I really need your help to reach these comets, and it could make for a good story, Pinkie explained. Oh, anything for a friend, Fluttershy replied. They went up the mountain together, but Pinkie couldn't get close enough when she stood on Fluttershy's back. Oh, I know! Grow, Fluttershy, grow! Pinkie shouted, and she held on tight to her vacuum. Fluttershy began to glow and grow 10, 20, 50 hooves tall. Pinkie began to suck up all the candy crystals in her vacuum as she stood on the shoulders of her giant friends.
Izzy gasped loudly and dropped the page.
Pegasus, I can grow! Oh, Zip, you've got to show me!
Zip raised an eyebrow.
No, we can't really do that. I think she took some creative liberties because there's no scientific way to increase a pony's size on demand. Oh, this Fluttershy must have had a pretty impressive sparkle though.
Izzy sat back down to finish the story that she had started. Pip glided down to land beside the three of them, who are now sitting in a small circle on the side of the road, each looking through different pages of Sunny's short stories.
Oh, there you all are. I was trying to get some good selfies when I realized every pony had wandered off. What are you doing?
We're reading some of Sunny's short stories from when she was a filly, Hitch explained. I'd wish I'd taken more interest in these stories back then. I never expected them to be true. Pip took a paper from the pile.
Huh, what's this? Sheriff Applejack?
Hitch's eyes went wide in horror. You don't want to read that one. She grinned widely.
By Hitch Trailblazer.
Izzy and Zip's eyes shot up to look at him. She convinced me and Sprout to help her one time. How could I forget? He stood up and cleared his throat. As Sheriff of Maritime Bay, you can't read that one. He reached for the paper, but Zip stepped in front of him.
Oh, come on, Hotshot. What are you worried about?
He gulped and looked to Izzy for help.
Oh, you're glowing so bright right now, Hitch.
Sheriff Applejack, by Hitch Trailblazer. Applejack walked down the center of the old western town, adjusting the six-shooter strapped to her side. She spit on the ground and adjusted her Stetson.
Y'all aren't welcome here in Ponyville, Changeling. I won't let you steal any pony's soul.
Applejack said.
So, you think you can stop me, silly pony?
The changeling spat.
I reckon I can, and ain't no Twilight here to recommend clemency. Y'all have broken the law, and I'm here to pass judgment.
Applejack adjusted her weapon by rolling her shoulder. The changeling's horn glowed as its giant fangs dripped with venom.
So be it.
The two stared at each other, shifting their footing slightly as they waited a draw. A tumbleweed blew through the street, and several ponies poked their heads out from the nearby buildings to watch. The clock struck high noon, and a loud bell sounded. Faster than a runaway trolley, Applejack's hoof swooped up and drew her six-shooter. The changeling charged a laser to melt her brain, and there was a loud bang and the horn shattered. The changeling fell to the ground in pain, its laser firing wide into the sky. Applejack stomped over and rubbed the dust off of her sheriff's badge.
I reckon you'll feel that in the morning.
Zip smirked.
So adorable, Hitch.
She deadpanned. He was blushing and rubbing behind his neck. I was just a colt, you know. I don't even know what a changeling was, but she wouldn't let me hurt a unicorn.
Maybe later you can tell me more about what a rough and tumble sheriff can do.
Zip bumped his shoulder, but it nearly caused him to lose his footing as he tried to shrink back from embarrassment.
There you are!
Sunny galloped down the rows of them.
I think I found most of my stuff, but then I realized you all had vanished. What are you doing? We're reading your fanfiction, Sunny.
Pip held up a page.
I'm really liking this one about Potion Nova sneaking in to refill potions. I like this one about the silly cube. What's it do anyway? Think I can make one?
Izzy asked. Now it was Sunny's turn to turn a cute shade of red.
What? My stories? You really like them? Of course! You're the only pony in Equestria who knows about Twilight and her friends. I bet you could write all sorts of books.
Izzy stated.
Books?
Pip chuckled.
I know some producers on Zephyr Heights. Girl, I'll get you your very own TV show about pony life back then.
Sunny rubbed her chin.
That has a nice ring to it. Pony life.
We better finish rebuilding your house first, though, and keep the stories away from Sprout, Hitch said. Sunny nodded.
Yeah, Dad wouldn't let him over to play for a month after he wrote that story about Pinkie Pie baking cupcakes with Dash.
Izzy used her magic to levitate all the papers together into one stack, and they began to trot backwards towards the lighthouse. Sunny walked by her side with Pip, and Zip hung back to tease Hitch some more about his western. It didn't take them long to reach the lighthouse, where the ponies and machinery had made quick work of clearing all the debris to the side. In some wagons sat all of Sunny's belongings. She'd be moving into town for a bit while reconstruction happened.
So?
Pip asked.
Tell me more about this Twilight and her friends. I've got to know everything if you're gonna be a star.
Sunny chuckled.
Once upon a time, many, many moons ago in ancient Equestria, there lived a very special unicorn. The unicorn was very bright as the sun.
She noticed that all four of her friends, plus every other pony present, had stopped and wandered over to listen to her story. No pony had ever wanted her to tell these stories before, but there were so many that her dad told her over the years. Even Sprout was sitting there, listening intently.
The princess summoned her to the castle for an important assignment, to learn about friendship. She was sent to Ponyville to make new friends, earth ponies, pegasuses, and unicorns. Together, they would teach every pony how to live together in friendship and harmony.
That was a clever nod to the cupcakes thing a little bit ago. And quite honestly, I wouldn't put it past Sunny or even Hitch to write fanfiction. Hell, maybe the others have done that too. Other than that, this was a great idea put into words and the author did it so damn well. Now let's get on to our creative donators. Top donators: Peter Coulthard, J Tin Man, Darkside, Gauntlet, and Only One Thing. Zar630, Strix, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Drake Lovedragon, Pastel Skies, Austin Roland, CrazyClaire557, Stu Hex, Will, Omicron Lyrae, Dospo, Delta Omega, Jack Cadge, Runaslife9852, Madman Stan, Leslie Perkett, Hansa Norman, Stephen Bingham, LineGod12, Sorcerer Constantine, Hut Zaza, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.